So let us also see the answers for the next set of questions posted. Answers were given to you already, but let us explain so that there is no room for doubt again. So question 1a, advantage of memory to memory. See, actually in MIPS we do not have memory to memory transfer instruction. Now imagine if we were having that, what will be the advantage? Fewer instructions, simpler syntax, because let's say I want to transfer one content from one memory location to another memory location. The only possible way is you have to use a register as a temporary storage. First you put the content from memory to a register, from memory to register, from register again back to another location. So that multiple transfers could have been avoided if we were having memory to memory instructions. So that's what meant by fewer instructions and simple syntax. So disadvantage is that you need to have 3 memory accesses per instruction. That means first you'll have to go to the memory, get the content, and then get the data, then write it back. So it requires 3 memory access per instruction. That means 1 memory access for accessing the instruction. Instruction is also part of the memory. Next 2 memory accesses will be one for reading and another for writing. So total 3 memory accesses per instruction will be there. So that results in high data bandwidth, that requires high data bandwidth. So that data bandwidth can become a bottleneck for your performance. Instructions will probably execute more slowly because of all the memory access. This is an obvious point. We know that memory is orders of magnitude slower when compared to registers. So if you are going to do more memory access, that means you spend more time and the execution will become very slow. So 1b you need not answer right now. We asked you to skip. Now let's come to question 2. Question 2 is also skipped. We will see it later. We will revisit this document. Now question 3 is also skipped, and question 4. Question 4 is for translating the given high-level language code into machine language code. So this is the code given. Now let me ask you one question. You might have noticed that some other sections have started writing MIPS code in the simulator and running it, but we never attempted that. Do you know the reason why we are not again going to write programs in MIPS? You have an answer? You can tell me after the video is over. So all of you should be clear why we are not going to write programs in MIPS simulator. Okay, now this one is very straightforward. You have to make a of I as same as b of I. So it's actually get the content of b of I and then assign it to a of I. So to get the content of b of I, you need to get the base address of the array, then add the offset value multiplied by 4. This we have done in ARM. Do you remember the way we addressed an array using ADR and then instruction? The same logic here. So here also integers are 4 bytes. So you need to have shift left. Every time you need to shift left to get the next address. So to get started with, we need to make the assumptions. Assume that the base address of A is in $0, base address of B is in $1, and variable I is in $2. So you can start simply and observe the code and get the content of B and store it to the location of A. That's all. Okay, it's very simple and straightforward. If you spend some time on this, you will be able to understand. If you require me to explain further, I am ready to do that, but we tried this on an ARM processor, executed, verified, debugged, and what else we have left out, I do not know. Now next question 5 is also along the same line. There is an if condition. If test for equality, if they are equal, do this. If they are not equal, do this. So this is done you have to use, no, they have not specified any instruction, you are free to use. So this is one way of writing it using BNE. Same result can be achieved by writing BEQ also. So this is not the only one possibility. You can rewrite this with BEQ also. Then the structure will slightly change, but the effect will be the same. So for all these kind of questions, the first step is make the assumption. Assume. See here, assume. So assume that the variables A, B and C are mapped to registers 0, S0, S1 and S2. Then you just go and write it. So compare. If they are not equal, you do this. If they are not equal, you have to get the value of C as same as A. Otherwise you have to subtract this. Okay. Branch if not equal. If they are not equal, you have to branch here. If they are equal, you do this instruction. That's all. It's self-explanatory. Okay. So that's about that. Then next question is again, sixth question is again the little more bigger assembly language program. You have got a function is there and then you are doing. So function is, you can easily understand this. The name of the function, this is the name of the function, appears as a label. Okay, then you write the code here. That's all. Jump return. This is returning back to the same point from where you got the call. So this is also self-explanatory. You have got JL. This is the main program which uses this function. If you look at here, the saturate function is calling the byte overflow. So within the saturate function, you have a call JAL. You will find here. Where is that JL? JAL byte overflow. This goes. So this is a function call, and then also, so just have a look at it. Having done a course in embedded system, you should be able to understand this code. Please remember, these similar questions you may get in the exams. I think one previous exam you already had a question, and it's quite likely that you will get similar questions again. Now, eighth question was to be skipped. And seventh you can answer. So register file, is there any write? Yes, we are writing what we are writing, ILU result. So this is again self-explanatory. You can fill up the table without much difficulty. And then eighth question, for the time being you can skip because it is with respect to your multi-cycle data path. As of now we have not seen that. So let us safely skip 8 and 9 and see. With that it is ending. Okay, so go through it. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. Okay, thank you.